What's going down, everybody? This is the first installment of The Beard, a weekly podcast where I talk movies, TV, and heavy metal. This is Arch Enemy with The World Is Yours. That was Arch Enemy with The World Is Yours. Welcome back to The Beard, guys. Just to give you a lowdown again, it's going to be me talking about movies, books, TV, and mixing it up with more recent metal that I've heard. I might do some playlists here and there of like different genres in metal that I like, certain songs. Might even do like my metal favorites episode, something like that. But basically it's going to be pretty short, hopefully, each week. I'm going to be playing like 5 or 6 songs probably, and I'm not going to talk too much in between them, just a little bit. For instance, I watched Game of Thrones recently, for the first time, actually. Well, attentively anyways. I saw a couple episodes here and there, but I never really paid attention to the show. I kind of hated on the fact that it was like just completely enveloping. Everyone was watching it. Everyone was talking about it. I kind of hated on it for a while, like I said, but I kind of got into it because season 7 starting now, and it's really becoming sort of a can't miss this type of thing. Plus, I've been intrigued a bit about how a show can go this long just by like killing off its main characters. So many people have been talking about how this show has no problem killing off like people that their fans love. And I think it's kind of an interesting topic, and it's pretty interesting to see. So I'm only a couple seasons in. R.I.P. Ned Stark, 6 years after everyone else watched you die. I watched you die last week. Good stuff. Looking forward to the rest of the second season and the third season and the rest to come. Get back into the music here a little bit. This is Paradise Lost with The Longest Winter. That was The Longest Winter by Paradise Lost. Great song, great band. If you haven't heard of Paradise Lost, check them out. They have some amazing tracks and they've been around for a long time. Killing it out there. But I saw Baby Driver last week in theaters. I don't know if you guys have heard of that one or not. It's the newest film from Edgar Wright, who you probably know for the Simon Pegg series of movies, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End. But this one's a lot different than those movies. It stars Ansel Elgort, who you probably don't know him by his name, but you probably know him from the Divergent series. He plays one of the lead characters in that series, and also Gus from The Fault in Our Stars, if you happen to watch that movie. But Baby Driver is basically a hell of a ride of a movie. You have Jamie Foxx, John Hamm, and Kevin Spacey all being the best people to hate, if that makes sense. They're really fun to watch. A lot of really awesome one-liners. Just a no bullshit, in your face, high octane kind of movie that really kind of blew me away. There's also an amazing soundtrack to the movie. Check this one out, guys. Go see it if you can. It's a hell of a ride. Now back to the music. Madness by All That Remains. That was Madness by All That Remains. If you guys haven't checked that band out yet, definitely check them out. Fantastic work. Everything from The Fall of Ideals and Six, back when I was like in high school, all the way up to now. The last couple albums were really good. If you get a chance, look up more of their music. I had the chance to check out another show this past couple weeks, Master of None on Netflix. don't know if you guys have heard of that one or not, but it's Aziz Ansari's show. It's really good. Has a nice mix of comedy and realism to it. It's sort of a guy's day in the life story of his life in New York City, the different cultural differences between him and his family, and also him and his friends. But not only that, it tackles the dating scene that he goes through, Tinder and whatnot, but also a couple serious relationships. And it's really good. It kind of reminded me of a less white, less Jewish Seinfeld. But that's just because there's 4 friends. They do a lot together. There's a lot of quips, sort of kind of one-liners, and a lot of awkward exchanges throughout the show that I thought was kind of had a lot of heart to it, and it was really just entertaining to watch. If you get a chance, check out that show. Just to get back to the music a bit, we're going to go into a band called Novelists, and this is a song called "The Light the Fire." That was a band called The Novelists with a song called "The Light the Fire." Caught that song as part of Spotify's New Metal Tracks playlist. I listen to a lot of music through there. If you guys haven't checked out that playlist yet, give it a shot. They update it weekly. A lot of really good stuff in there. Speaking of novelists, and with that shitty transition I just made, I read a book recently called The Sarah Book by Scott McClanahan. Definitely check this book out, guys. Has a lot of heart to it. Reminds me of Dennis Johnson's Jesus Son short story collection that I read back when I was in college. Basically, it's memoir-ish style fiction about a character who goes through a divorce and goes through addictions, things like that. It's marketed as fiction, but a lot of it really comes off as kind of a memoir-ish style. Shows a lot about the everyday people you meet, just when you're down in the dumps, kind of lowest of low places, and what comes of that, like what kind of silver lining can you make of that. Really good work. Check out, again, The Sarah Book by Scott McClanahan. And that wraps it up for this episode, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. We're going to head out with a cover of In the Air Tonight, which you guys know from Phil Collins. This is a cover by In This Moment. See you next week, guys.
Stranger